Hi there, welcome to A Country Life. I'm Jennifer and today I have another bulk cooking video for you all. But let me just first say welcome to all of the new subscribers here. You guys have just been great. I don't really know what happened within this last month on my channel, but it is just exploding right now in a good way, and I'm getting so many great comments from you guys. You're all so excited to try the recipes. I've had comments back already that you've tried them and you've loved them, and as far as the homeschooling things go, everybody's just been so positive with what I've been sharing for homeschooling too, so that's been really great. And I just want to say that all the recipes that I do make in my bulk cooking sessions will eventually be on my blog. I don't always get them up when the video goes live because life is just life, right? And first and foremost, I am mom and I am wife and I am business owner here, so that really has to take precedence. But I am really working at getting all of those on, so hopefully by the time this video airs, I should have all the recipes from the last video up and live on the blog. One thing that you can do is follow me at Instagram. I think I am acountry_life. I think. Since these are freezer meals, a lot of them, I don't always get to show you the finished product when on like my cooking days. And so over at Instagram, a lot of times I will post a finished product, or you know, like the already cooked as we're plating it up. So a lot of times I do that. So definitely, oh no. Oh, okay, I guess it's okay. So definitely check it out over there. Thank you. Yeah. How'd that go? Wow. Amber was just out shucking corn.
It's just right here on the patio.
Yes, I do want it inside so the ants don't get on it. 2 bushels of corn she shucked. That's a lot. So anyways, she has other plans for today, so I'm not going to have her helping me with cooking. So that's why I had her do that before she left. All right, so here is a quick look at my bulk cooking here that I'm going to be doing here for August. So my plan for this month here is to make a ×2 of chili. That's 4 pounds of chili. Hug and Kiss soup, 4 pounds. These are all with ground venison. Barbecue, 5 pounds. I want to make about 100 muffins. 1 big baked oatmeal split into 2 smaller ones. These egg muffins that have sausage. It's a recipe that I've adapted from Pioneer Woman, one of her cookbooks. I just noticed I have 5 of them. That's crazy. I think I have every cookbook that she has put out. So anyways, it's in one of her cookbooks. I'm going to make 6 pounds of meat into taco meat. Half of that will be actually for tacos. Half of it is going to be for taco soup. I have 6 pounds of Italian sausage that I'm going to fry up. Some of it is going to be for breakfast hash, which is not a freezer meal, but I just want to have the meat all fried up, and then half of that meat will go up here into these egg muffins. So I also have on my list here 2 9x13 pans of cheesy hash browns. And since this recipe starts with frozen hash browns, I really wanted to try a recipe that starts with fresh potatoes. And this recipe I've made once or twice before. It's jalapeno cheesy potatoes. I'm going to do a trial run of those where I actually make it and put it in the freezer and see how that works out. You know, just in case like the potatoes turn kind of gray or something like that. I don't really want that to happen. So I'm just going to make one, pop it in the freezer, then bring it out and try it. And the reason I want to try it like that and try to get away from using the frozen hash browns is because it is a lot cheaper to just chop up your own potatoes. Okay, so you see as I was going down the list that I had a couple things crossed off. The other night we had Warren grilled steak, and so I was making cheesy hash browns for that. So I just thought, you know what, I might as well just make the second pan and put it in the freezer. So that's done already. And then also on Saturday, I was in the kitchen canning green beans, and I got my barbecue going so that we could have some of that for supper. So we ate it the first night on Saturday, and then I have some leftovers for today's lunch, and then I put another section of it in the freezer that I'll probably bring out for, you know, obviously for a later date. I already have my ground venison cooking. This is 14 pounds in here. Next up, I do have to hurry up and chop up about 4 big onions. I thought I would just use my food processor for that to make that go really quick. And I'm going to add those into this. And like I said, all of this meat is going to be for those recipes I had before, like the chili, the Hug and Kiss soup, and the taco meat, and was there anything else? No, because I already did the barbecue. So now that I shared all of that with you, that's probably not all going to happen today. I like to just kind of share my overall plan, and then this video may only take today, or it may take me 2 or 3 days, because like I said, life always seems to bring something with it new every day, and you never really know what you're actually going to accomplish. So this is the plan. It may take a couple days. Like I said, I also have corn to do, 2 bushels of corn. We'll just kind of see what the day brings. I'm really focusing on the meat, as you can tell. I better focus on the corn, and then the muffins and the egg things can always get transferred to tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be, basically, I'm just glancing at my calendar, tomorrow's going to be a home day as well, and then it gets crazy from there. The rest of the week, we are just going to be gone, 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 gone. So anyways, I have today and tomorrow really that I can get this cooking done, so I better get on with it. I'm going over to chop the onions. When I do my bulk cooking, I like to keep a little bit of hot soapy water in the sink so that I can just quick wash things like, like this. I just did my onions, and I could throw that in the dishwasher, but it just takes up space and it's really not dirty. It just needs a good rinsing, and especially for big dishes, it's really nice to just wash those kind of as you go. If you have time, sometimes I'm just in such a hurry, I just pile, but I know that my days just go a lot smoother if I actually just kind of wash as I go along. And now, if I need to use those dishes again here today, they're ready to go. Okay, let's go through the dirty windows here. Peter just went to the garden and picked a whole bunch of cucumbers. So that's going to be more work for Mom, it looks like. All right, so I have a list here. So if you could bring home 2 cans of mild chili beans, 1 can of kidney beans, 1 can tomato soup. Okay, I think that's everything. If you have a question or whatever, just give me a call if you're not sure. All right, thank you. Bye. All right, so it's just typical for me that even though I've counted and recounted and made my list for my big once-a-month shopping and all of that, right, stuff happens. I miscount. Whatever it is that happened, I don't really know. Maybe we used something, I just don't even remember it. But you heard what I was short on. So I was lucky enough that Nick is in town working. So when he's done working, he's just going to pick those groceries up for me and bring them home. And the day is just going to continue on the way I have it planned. When I'm cooking a huge amount of meat like this, as I just cook it on very low heat so that I can kind of be doing other things while that's cooking, and I don't have to worry about it burning, because burnt meat on a pan is really a disaster, and it stinks too. To make assembling it easier, I actually got out everything that I'm gonna need for my chili here, everything that I'm gonna need for the taco soup, a can of refried beans to add to the leftover meat that I'm gonna turn into taco meat. Actually, Maria wants to help, so I think I'm gonna get her on chopping something. Maybe the celery would be good for her.
Only something easy is good for me to chop up.
Yes, it is. We have to get your hair up into a little ponytail or something. I'll tie that, and we have to get your hair up, okay? So I'm doing it again. I'm letting my little girl use a knife. I know some of you guys have commented that you think she's too young for a knife, but I always give her supervision, and I just think that it really helps kids to feel quite important when they get to use a big knife. So she is just cutting kind of the yucky end off of our celery. And then what are you going to do, Maria? You're cutting it into how many pieces?
3.
And then what am I going to do with it?
Wash it.
And then after I wash it, what am I going to do? Do you know? I'm actually going to run this celery right through my food processor, even though it's not going to look quite as pretty for the soup. It's just going to get the job done a lot faster, and probably most of my kids will be happier anyways, because they don't really like celery that much cooked. And if it's in little tiny pieces, they'll hardly even see it in the soup, right?
But I will know it's in the soup.
You'll know it's in the soup?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Because I just know it.
So I'm going to make chili first, and I have out, just wait, back up, honey. I have out 3 ice cream pails. The original chili recipe, I'm timesing it by 4, and then I'm going to divide that into 3 meals. Our chili recipe takes elbow macaroni. That I'll just make up the day that we're gonna have the chili. I won't make that up ahead of time and put it in, because otherwise the noodles start to puff up a little bit too much and then they get kind of mushy, and I don't like that. So we're gonna just make the noodles on the day of, and it'll just be a real quick and easy meal. I can even put one of these almost frozen into my crock pot, put it on low and let it go all day, and by supper time it will be ready. So let's get all the ingredients into the ice cream pails. So the meat is fully cooked with the onion. I'm going to put in what I think would yield about 1.33 pounds for each of those buckets. A lot of my cooking is done by look, even though I do start with recipes. It's just so much of it is just done by look. And it's really what I think my family's gonna eat. If I put in 2 scoops of meat and it looks like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be like, where's the meat? What'd you do? Just walk the deer through this? Then I'm gonna add some more meat. If you guys like chili powder and you like cumin, well then by all means, go right ahead and put all the chili powder and cumin in that I do for our chili. If you're not sure if you're gonna like that flavor, just, start a little bit small. So you really just need to take a base recipe and then turn it into something that your family likes. Don't give up on a recipe the first time. Sometimes you go, boy, I really like the consistency of that, but it needs to be a little bit more of this or a little less that. So just kind of go for it and adapt it to whatever you think your family's gonna like. Alright, so other than the missing ingredients, my chili is completely done. I'm going to put one of these into the fridge so that we can eat this later this week. Even though, guys, I know, I do this all the time. Every day this week it's supposed to be like 84 or even above. So it's crazy chili week, but I was mentioning to my husband this morning that I was going to be making chili, and he's like, I can eat chili any day of the week, any day of the year. So I guess I'm going to make him happy. The rest of the family, maybe not so much. Now I'm going to move on to my taco soup area here. I have my recipe out. You guys have probably all seen a taco soup recipe before. It's so basic, so delicious. Ground meat, tomato juice, diced tomatoes, whole kernel corn, Mexican chili beans, and taco seasoning. Now I'm not going to use a packet of taco seasoning because I make up my own taco seasoning. With the taco soup, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix everything up into this bowl. My meat is cooling down now, so I can mix all of that in here, and then I'm just going to put that into freezer gallon size Ziploc bags. So I already broke my rule that I told you before that I like to cook meat slowly. I wanted to get my pork sausage cooked up kind of fast here, so I put it up to number 3, and it started to sizzle a little too much. And luckily I got over here just in time before it started to burn. Bulk cooking, it is kind of a lot of work. For me though, I love being in the kitchen. Now, not everybody does, but I find that the benefits of having a lot of meals prepared is just helpful, because whether you have 1 kid or you have 10 kids, life can get busy. And I love having things ready to go in the fridge and in the freezer. We are actually starting homeschool next week. We're calling it Homeschool Light, and it is going to be very light because Sam works on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then he has a great big friend event on Wednesday, so he won't be, so he's not going to be able to do school the first 3 days of homeschool. And Amber, I don't really know what her work schedule is going to be, so we'll just kind of play it by ear to see what she actually gets done. But Joseph and Peter and Maria and I are going to be starting school next week, Monday. And I see it actually, yep, I actually have it on the calendar, and we're calling it Homeschool Light because we're not going to go full force into it. We're just going to kind of get our feet wet a little bit and get back into handwriting, get back into reading. So we have just a tiny bit of science that I want to finish up from our Nancy Larson #1. So we might just finish that up so that we can start in on Nancy Larson 2. And you want a cookie. Do we have any cookies?
Yes.
Have a cookie then. I just realized that I was actually only going to make half of the meat that I had set aside for tacos into taco soup and the other half for tacos. And now I just made it all into taco soup. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyways, we have a ton of taco soup here. To serve up the taco soup, what we do is we take a great big soup bowl, fill it with corn chips, you know, as many as somebody wants, and then we ladle the soup over the top, sprinkle it with cheese, and put a great big dollop of sour cream on it. I think I'll divide this into 3s again. That'll be enough for like 1 meal. Wow, they are getting crazy. But you know what? It's getting close to lunch, and that's what happens. Everybody starts getting a little bit hangry around here. Guys, can you let Joe in? I think I locked that door over there. So I started at about 20 to 10 or so this morning, and right now it's 11:35. There's a lot going on here, guys, so just bear with me when I'm talking through all of it. Here are my 3 bags of taco soup for the freezer, and I did just turn up my pork sausage because you get really good flavor if you kind of brown it a little bit and not just cook it until it's not pink. Yes, Joe just came in. He's been outside all day.
See, horsey.
You were playing with the horses?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh. I have to get going on some lunch. I have a little leftovers, I think, from the weekend, so we're just going to pull all that together and call it good for lunch. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
What would you like for lunch?
I got beef for hamburgers and for chip fry.
You want hamburgers and french fries?
Yes.
Sorry, we don't have any of that.
I made burgers.
We don't. We have brats.
A beef for brat.
You want a brat?
Yes.
Okay, let's go get some things going, okay?
Okay.
Can you take this to the dumpster, please?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
So heavy.
It is heavy. You got it? Right there. You got it? Take it to the dumpster.
Okay.
Thank you. It's 10 to 2. I just got started with, I just kind of got back into the swing of things here just a few minutes ago. I just got my 2 things of pork sausage packaged up. I'm going to get these in the freezer, and these are going to be for breakfast hash. What breakfast hash is, I start with a large bag of tater tots, and I put it into a big electric frying pan, and I put a little oil in there, and I just kind of start cooking the tater tots until they start getting kind of crispy, and then they can break apart. And I just break them all. My camera's shaking as I say that. And I just break them all apart, and then I add whatever else I want. Sometimes I soup it up with onion, green pepper, zucchini, broccoli, whatever your family likes, really. Some days I...
No.
Hey, you're back. And Joe's back. He just went to the hardware store with Dad, so he's back now. But, so that's kind of what I do. Then I throw in the sausage, or sometimes I do bacon. Sometimes I'll do sausage links and just chop them up. Really, whatever you have. This is usually the cheapest route to go if you want to kind of prepare something a little bit ahead. So that is breakfast hash. So I have that set up to make 2 of those. So I finished up the chili. I still have to, ooh, that's what I have to do is the Hug and Kiss soup. The barbecue, of course, I did the other day. The taco meat that I ended up turning all into taco soup, so I have tons and tons of that. I got the sausage all done, the cheesy hash browns the other day. So it looks like if I could get the Hug and Kiss soup, and quite possibly, maybe I will be able to get these done today before we do that. We will see. The afternoon is pretty open for me. We don't have anything until we have 4-H later this afternoon, so I might be able to get to this. into making a really good like beef vegetable soup, or in my case, this is venison vegetable soup. That would be like just the regular old name for it. We always call it hug and kiss soup around here because when Warren was a little boy, he said having a bowl of this soup was like getting a great big hug and kiss from his mom. So anyways, the key to making that really, really good, I turned my flame to number 7. I might even go a little bit higher than that. And the goal here, you got to watch it, but the idea here is to really, really brown the meat. What I want to have happen, and I will show you as it happens, I want this bottom of the pot here, I want this to get a nice golden brown crust. So then when I add all my liquid back into the soup and I stir it around, that liquid's going to loosen up all those really dark brown bits that have cooked onto the bottom of the pan, and that's what's going to add the best flavor ever to soup. Since I'm all about fast here today, I'm going to be using my potato slicer. That pops in there. So I'm just going to wet that, put this down, suction it to my counter, and I'm going to run my potatoes through here. And I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper on this side so that as the potatoes come out, they land on that, and then I can just cube them, cut them the other direction, and it's going to be fast and easy. It is another thing to wash, but if your potatoes are fresh, they slide through easily. So they're just the size that we like for soup. It's been about 15 minutes. I ended up turning my heat up to high because I could just tell it wasn't cooking as fast as I wanted. Now I'm going to be quiet. And can you guys hear that little pop? I'm thinking that it's going to be starting to get some browning. Oh, not much. There's a whoop. Okay, and it's and it's too steamy. Anyways, I'm starting to get just a teeny bit of browning. There's a little bit more right there. Oh, and you guys can't see it. Shoot. All right, so that's the browning that I want. I just cut the heat completely off because I didn't want it to brown anymore because it can quickly go from brown to jet black. So I turned the heat off quick, and now, oh, there's still fog and steam on there. And now what I'm going to be doing is just adding all my ingredients to the Hug and Kiss soup. Bring it to a boil, simmer it, you know, just kind of your normal soup stuff. I just put in 16 cups of water, and now I'm going to put in that's not quite full, 4 teaspoons of salt. Yep, making a mess here for you guys. And 2 teaspoons of pepper. In the Hug and Kiss soup, I also need to put in 4 beef bouillon cubes. This time I've bought this before in chicken. I just not sure if I've ever had in beef. But anyways, this is what I got this time. And this is broth base and seasoning Orrington Farms. So that's what I'm going to try this time. And I'm going to, I think, 1 teaspoon, what does it say here? Okay, so a cup of broth would normally take 1 cube. So I'm going to need 4 times 2. I'm going to need 8 teaspoons. And then last but not least, I need to put in about 8 of these bay leaves. Well, there is about 3. That one is about 4, 7, and 8. All right, so I got those in. Now I'm just going to stir this all up, bring this soup to a boil, and then simmer it until the vegetables are soft. Once that happens, I will put, boy, everything today is tomato based, isn't it? Because I'm going to put more of my home canned tomato juice in here. So I think somebody actually a while ago left a comment asking me about a non-tomato based soup. And I think you could probably just leave this just like this, maybe add a little bit more water and beef soup base, and just kind of forget the tomato juice, I think that would probably be fine too. So I have some kids that don't really care for this soup and other kids who really like it. And I found that for the kids who don't really like it, if I put in if I put in barley, then they really like it. What I'm gonna do is get some barley boiled up and then get that put into the soup after this comes to a boil and after the veggies are all soft. And then I'm just going to do exactly the same thing with this soup like I did for my other soups. I'm going to put Ziploc bags in some kind of container and just fill those up, freeze them in that kind of upright position, and then I can rearrange them in my freezer, whatever works best. That's going to wrap up today's cooking session. My battery is flashing at me, which means that I don't have much charge left here, and I think tomorrow we'll get going on all those breakfasty kinds of things. I want to get this kind of wrapped up so that we can all go out and do some swimming, because you know, summer is kind of winding down here, it feels like, and I don't want to let a single day go by without packing in as much fun as we possibly can. So we'll see you again tomorrow with the rest of the bulk cooking for August. Bye, guys. Okay, good morning. It is now Tuesday morning. I'm back into the kitchen. It's 10 after 8. I'm trying to get an early start today because I have 2 bushels of sweet corn that I want to get into my Nesco, cooking down so that I can get that ready for the freezer. That was not really part of my original freezer plan, but that's what's going to happen today. A little rundown on what's happening. Nick got up early this morning and he just took Peter.
A cute little face.
Okay, you are cute, yes. So Nick got up early this morning. He took Peter fishing, so that's kind of fun. Joseph is outside running around. He was by the dog, but I don't see him there now, so I'm gonna have to go see what he's doing. Warren and Emily and Sam are all working on the marsh today. Amber, I was hoping I was gonna get a little work out of her today, but she's gonna go and do some painting of the horse fence, so she is getting ready to go do that. So it looks like right now it's going to be Maria and Joseph and I, and we're going to be doing whatever we can. Other than corn, which has to be my first precedent today, I'm hoping to do a bunch of the muffins and the egg stuff. We'll see really what happens. Who knows what's going to happen. Here's my giant box of corn that I have. I've been using this freezing method for years. This recipe is from my mother-in-law. This sounds kind of funny, but I believe the original recipe came from Warren's school bus driver when he was a kid. I have my bundt pan because it has the perfect hole for putting the cob of corn into, and then I use a serrated knife. I bring it over here to the Nesco. I pour that all in. So that's 1.5 cups of water, just about a teaspoon of salt, and then 2 just scant tablespoons, there's another one, of sugar. I normally use butter, and I did for the beginning, but I found this one last stick of margarine. I don't even know exactly why I have it, but anyways, I found this last stick of margarine, and so I'm using that up too. So just 2 tablespoons or 1/4 of a stick. Bring this to a boil. And then how long am I going to cook this? Not long. Once it's at a nice boil, I'm only going to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes, but it's going to take a while to get this giant thing up to a boil. Then I'm going to package it into freezer bags. Yay, the box is empty. That means that I can move on to the next thing here today. First, I want to go out and catch up with Joseph and Maria. They have been outside playing a good part of this morning while I was doing the corn. You're going to carry that one? Okay, we have some more corn that we're going to shuck for lunch.
Two of them were in Eska's pen, so I put them in a chicken coop.
Oh, I think Amber gave those to Eska to see if she wanted to chew on them. Since Peter's gone, Joe and Maria have just been playing and playing and playing here this morning. They listened to, what did you guys listen to? YMCA? No less than 23 times in a row. And then they started playing with Power Ranger guns. And then they were on the sand pile. And then they came over by Eska. So they have been just busy. We gave all that corn, all the husks and the corn cobs to the chickens. Sadly, we are down to 2. And they don't seem to be wanting that. Usually the chickens just go nuts for all the corn cobs, but today, not so much. So now I'm going to make a long video even longer because, you know, these cooking videos seem to get a little bit long. But anyways, I just really feel like I just kind of need to say this. So there have been so many of you guys that are brand new subscribers. So many. Like, I can't even believe it. It's so humbling.
Naked.
Who's naked? I don't think anybody's naked. So with all of you new subscribers, the thing that has just been so much fun are all of the comments. I love your comments. I love that you guys give me tips on cooking and tips on cleaning and what your favorite products are at different stores. It's just really been a lot of fun, I have to say. But the ones that are so near and dear to my heart are when you guys leave comments about Joseph. There he is, shucking corn right now. People say, we want to see more of Joe. We love Joe. He's so cute. Well, that really brought me to think about this. What if all of you shared your favorite Joseph video through your social media or through your email or just to even one person, somebody that you think would appreciate that video?
Beautiful cob.
It is a beautiful cob, isn't it? So whether you share one of our family vlogs or you share one of the videos that's more specific to Down syndrome, like the Q&A, I just ask that you share that, because here is the thing. I know I share tons of stuff on cooking, and I've shared a little bit on cleaning, and I share homeschooling, and I share family fun and large family and some things about our faith. But first and foremost, if my YouTube channel could it's going to get a little emotional here. If my YouTube channel could help save a baby from abortion, then it would all be worth it. Because did you guys know that almost 90% of babies that are diagnosed, you know, preborn babies that are diagnosed with Down syndrome are aborted in the United States, and that number goes even higher in other countries. I really believe that the reason for those abortions is because a person is scared. And I remember that. I remember the day that I found out that Joseph had Down syndrome. It was a day that I went to the doctor alone. It was scary. I remember spilling an entire kettle of noodles into the wrong sink. So rather than putting it into the one with the strainer, I just dumped it right in the sink. It was a scary moment. There was a lot of things going through my mind. Those scared moments are not going to go away. Everybody is going to be scared. But what if, I know I hear you, Joe, but just keep shucking corn. What if a person that receives that Down syndrome diagnosis or a possible Down syndrome diagnosis, what if they have some experience with someone as cute and as sweet as that guy right there? What if they have a relationship already? What if they've already seen a child bringing life and absolute unconditional love? Because that is him. You can yell at him 1 minute and the next minute he's hugging and loving you up. It is a beautiful thing. And then they get that Down syndrome diagnosis and they're scared. That, like I said, that is not going to go away. What if they think about Joe, and what if his smiling face and everything that he is and everything that he brings into our family, what if that saves that baby? It would just make it all worth it. So with all of that being said, I just ask that if you do feel called to if you do feel called to share a video, maybe this video, maybe a different video, just share that through your social media, through an email, tell a friend, tell a church member, because chances are somebody in your life is going to face this kind of decision or is going to face this kind of concerning pregnancy at some point. It might not be you, it might not be someone super close to you, but somebody's going to. And we don't always hear about it because people, you know, it's just private. So anyways, please, in the name of Down syndrome awareness, please guys, just share one of these videos. And hopefully together, Joe can help save those babies. So that is my biggest wish for my YouTube channel. And thanks again to all of you guys, all you new subscribers. We are going to get back in the kitchen and make muffins. And what else are we going to make? We're going to be making those egg sausage muffins as well. So we need to get going, but first we're going to finish up this corn because we're going to have corn for lunch.
Come on.
Oh, you want to show everybody the mushrooms, huh?
Let's see what's under them.
Okay, look underneath.
Oh, yeah.
You want to pick it?
They're disgusting.
Are they?
They feel yucky. Yeah.
Are they slimy?
No.
No, they're just kind of like, oh, they're sticky. Wow. Let's just pick it. We'll just tip it over and see. Hey, Hey, look at this one. What are those called?
I don't know.
Those are called pores. It
Pores.
seems like every mushroom we turn over always has gills.
Mm-hmm. And this one has pores.
This one has pores. Do you see? Because it's like all those little openings.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Should we take this one in and do a spore print since the other one ended up getting run over?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll take this in. All right, so this doesn't really fit into our bulk cooking vlog, but I just thought that we might as well show it. So in order to do a spore print, which is really quite fun to do, we have to break off. Can you break the stem off? Kind of like pinch it off right at the base there, sweetie? No?
Yuck.
You don't like the way that feels?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we don't know what color these the spores are going to be. So I have a white piece of paper, and this is a dark piece of paper, and we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put it half on the white and half on the dark, and then we're just going to cover it up, and we're going to leave it there. You know what? We better move it to someplace where no one's going to touch it. We're going to move this back onto my dresser, and then we'll leave it there overnight, and tomorrow we'll lift the cover and see what color the spores are. Hi, I'm back. It's about 1 o'clock. Lunch is all finished and cleaned up. I have Joseph and Maria are resting over on the couch. They're watching little Veggie Tales, and I'm just going to start on doing the muffins here. I've got this big zucchini. I do have some in the freezer from last year, but I thought since I've got this fresh stuff, I might as well just shred this up and use this for the muffins because I am going into my muffin afternoon. So the first recipe that I'm going to use is the zucchini chocolate chip muffins. This was from allrecipes.com. I'll link to this one. I'm going to double it because that's what I'm going to do for all my muffin recipes today, is double the original recipe. In order to make this as streamlined as possible, I have all my wet ingredients that I was using in this first recipe here, and I'm going to keep all those out because I'm probably going to use most of those same ingredients in the next recipe. And over here I'm going to keep all my dry ingredients because again most of them take some combination of baking powder, soda, salt, cinnamon, something like that, sugar, flour. Remember to mix your muffin batter gently so you don't get those big peaks on your muffins. You'll get a nice rounded top if you stir it real gently. So that's really just what I'm doing. The zucchini chocolate chip muffins are out of the oven already, and this is all I have left out of 24 because everybody that comes through keeps grabbing one. But I'm on to the cranberry muffins right now, and I'm actually going to put blueberries and blackberries into the batter as well. Now to top off the triple berry muffins here, I made a mixture of unsweetened coconut, chopped pecans, and just a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar, and I'm just going to sprinkle that over the tops. And time is just a ticking away. It's 2:30 now. I think I say this in every single video, but things just take longer than I think. Amber came in and asked if I'd help her with the horse trailer because she was putting some padding, like some breast padding, in the horse trailer, and it just wasn't quite working out. She just needed an extra set of hands, so she came in, so I went out and helped her with that. But I'm marching along, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get any more done, being that it's 2:30. We do have BMX tonight, so I do need to get some supper going. But I have lots of things for supper already in the fridge from yesterday. Okay, so I'm just thinking out loud here with you guys. I think I am going to go ahead and do another batch of the muffins. Alright, so I'm always changing my mind when I'm doing these bulk cooking days. Let's see, I originally planned to make zucchini muffins, cranberry muffins, pumpkin muffins, and blueberry muffins. But when I went to do the cranberry muffins, I decided to make that triple berry, and I did cranberries, blueberries, and blackberries. So now I was going to do blueberries, and I thought I can't really make 2 muffins with blueberries and only 1 with cranberries. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try something completely different. I have whole wheat flour and I have lots of oatmeal, and I thought, let's just find a recipe that uses whole wheat flour and oatmeal. I think Amber would really kind of like that. And so these actually are strawberry and blueberry, but I'm going to do cranberry and blueberry because that's what I have. Wish me luck. Let's see how this goes. We're trying out a new recipe for you guys. Like I said, I got this at All Recipes just a couple minutes ago. So it is already 10 after 4, and the afternoon was kind of hard. There was a lot going on. Kids wanted pictures printed. Whoops, sorry, Joe. Joe's over here in his Future So Bright shades.
Glasses.
Right? Yeah, you got your glasses. And Maria is actually, just a second. Maria is actually over here. She's watching the babies at this gathered nest. I got the last. Just a second.
Camper.
Oh, yep. So Joe made a camper. And I got the very last batch of muffins in. I forgot to even show you what those look like, but I'll show you as they come out of the oven. I feel like I worked a lot harder this afternoon than this shows. Here is what's left of the zucchini. There's 7. That's it, out of 24. The pumpkin chocolate chip are right here. Those are the ones made with honey. Joe's going for a zucchini again, so now we're down to 6. And then here are the triple berry with the coconut and pecan, yes, coconut and pecan topping. And then in the oven are the whole wheat, and what else was special about those? The oatmeal. So I'm anxious. They were very liquidy. It was just kind of a long afternoon. My corn over here has cooled, basically cooled, so I do have to get that packaged up still, and we have to have supper. So I've just really been in the kitchen all day, and although I love being in the kitchen so much, a snack, yep, I am actually a little bit pooped. So I'm not really sure when I'm going to get back to finishing up those last few things that I have on my list to do, because tomorrow is Cranberry Field Days, and believe it or not, guys, our day at Cranberry Field Day was one of my not first, but it was like in my first month of YouTubing last year. So I'm gonna pop a card up here or here, wherever it goes. Whoops, muffins, the last batch is done, yay! And then on Thursday, we're going to be going to a Packer game, and it's a preseason game, and it looks like the day is kind of busy. Joe has a doctor appointment that day too, so I'm not really sure. This may be it. The egg muffins and the baked oatmeal, I think that's it. Oh yeah, and the jalapeno potato casserole. They just might get scratched for now, and maybe next week or something I'll get back to them. And then we go into the weekend. We have back-to-back birthdays. Joseph turns 10 on Saturday. Maria turns 5 on Sunday. So it's just going to be a lot going on. And then Monday we're supposed to start Homeschool Light. So I'm thinking that this is going to be the end of the video. If it isn't, I guess I'll just keep on going with whenever I get back to that bulk cooking session. If you are interested in the recipes, remember in the description box below I will have all the links over to either my blog, or some of them will just be like to All Recipes or wherever it is that I originally got the recipe. And just be patient, because some of the recipes that I actually have to input onto my blog, it does take me a little while to get those up, so they might not be there immediately, but they will. I promise I will get them there. And thanks so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Good morning. It's our 3rd day of our bulk cooking session. It's actually the 4th day of the week though, because yesterday we had Cranberry Field Day. You're gonna hold the camera, Joe? Yeah. All right, so I just thought that I would show you guys how I packaged up those muffins, because since not everybody in the family likes all the same muffins, I don't package them in huge packages. So let's just go to the freezer quick. So here's what the freezer looks like. I just package up the muffins in packs of 6 so that people can just kind of take out whatever it is they like, and we don't have too many out at one time. So today I am finally getting started on the egg and sausage muffins. I just diced up a whole onion, and then this green pepper was on the smallish side. It was from our garden. Oh dear. Do you need help with that?
Yeah.
Can't get the pants off? Let's see. Let's see if we can get those off of you. Oh dear is right. How does that work?
I can open this by myself.
You're gonna have to ask Peter. I don't know how to get those off. I have the pork sausage here already fried up from, I think I did that on either Monday or Tuesday. And here's the recipe, the mini sausage casseroles. So this is just so easy. I'm just going to put the sausage, the onion, the eggs, salt, chili powder, cheddar cheese, and the bell pepper. I'm going to mix it all up in here and then spoon those into muffin cups. Just hold on to it.
It's got it. Oh my god. It's cracked.
Yeah, I got a shell again.
Just scoop it out. You don't want shells in there.
I'm working on making a single recipe of the baked oatmeal. I'm going to make one recipe and divide it into 2 smaller pans. I'm going to freeze these baked oatmeals unbaked, and then we'll just take them out the day before the day that we want to make them and just bake one in the morning so that we can serve it warm. Alright, so here's the baked oatmeal all mixed up. Now something tells me that I forgot an ingredient. And I did. I have to put the cinnamon in. So I forgot that. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of cinnamon in here and then put it into the pans. I divided the baked oatmeal into 2 of these. This is either an 8x8 or a 9x9 pan. I don't really think it matters. This one, I'm just going to put tin foil over it, pop it in the fridge, and we're going to make that for breakfast tomorrow. And tonight we're actually going to a Green Bay Packers preseason game. It's going to be Warren and me and Joseph and Peter are going this year. And so we're going to be getting home super late. How nice is it going to be to get up in the morning and just pop one of these baked oatmeals in? The other one, I'm going to saran wrap here, tin foil it as well, pop it in the freezer. The sausage and egg muffins are coming along nicely. They've got 6 minutes left on the first batch, and I can tell I'm going to be able to make a whole nother batch with that. You guys like to know and like to get little glimpses of what's going on around when I'm doing all of this kitchen stuff. So Joe's back in the bedroom. He's playing with Duplos right now. Maria's out she's in the living room playing with Duplos, and Nick just went for a run, and Peter talked him into letting him go with. So Peter is biking while Nick runs. Warren had to go run some errands today for the business. Warren gave Emily the day off, and Amber doesn't work today. So the girls have gone into town. They have to go to the bank and Walmart. Amber is cleaning the church for the month or 2, something like that. So anyways, they're going to stop by and do that. I think they might be picking up a couple birthday presents because we've got back-to-back birthdays this weekend, which is exciting. Some days these cooking sessions really just kind of like go on their merry way. Everything happens smoothly, just kind of the way I thought it was going to go. And then we have other days, like today. So I couldn't even video all of it because my camera card was full. So I'm on the phone with my mom. Black smoke is just billowing out. All of the smoke alarms are just beep, 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 beep through the whole house. I cannot figure out why. I mean, it's just set at 350 degrees. Yes, my oven's dirty, but I just cooked in here on Tuesday and it didn't happen like that. So anyways, I'm not even sure if I pan over that way. Can you guys see the smokiness? But then I'm running around trying to get the windows open and get some fans turned on to try to air things out. I come back. Joe, I'm assuming it was Joe, he had the tinfoil all tore off of this, and he's pouring himself a glass of pure vegetable oil. You know, guys, I can't make this stuff up. I just never know what's going to come with that boy. Yeah, and now he's peeking in the window at me. He's listening to me talk about him. Totally went against my getting the dishes done in the morning before I started. So I'm already just sort of like scatterbrained because I have clean dishes here, dirty dishes, the sinks. I mean, they're not full, but there's stuff in them. I've got stuff over here. Just everything is kind of happening. I really should have followed my own rules, which is keep the island clear, get the dishes all taken care of before you start in on these cooking days. And now the dog is barking. So not every one of these days goes, like I said, according to plan. Sometimes crazy things happen. We just kind of have to adjust and move on. So that's what I'm telling myself right now. Adjust and move on. Joe's yelling at the dog. Pretty much everything is done. I still have a few of them, the egg and sausage muffins. Joseph, stop yelling at Eska, okay? Shh, shh, shh. But I'm just going to turn this off. We are going to end another...
Bad dog.
If you're going to yell at her, you need to go by her. Don't yell in the window. You know what? If you guys give this just a ton of likes, I'll keep these coming, venturing into a few new recipes, and then just kind of bringing out some of our old family favorites again. So we'll catch you guys all again later with a brand new video. Bye-bye.